feed is all coming through okay. The sound and the audio, because it seemed to say, "Hey everyone, by the way, hey, it's Imran Web Squadron. It's Friday, end of the week. I hope you've had a cracking, amazing week." But can you just confirm that the sound and video is coming through okay? Because I was getting like a message that said it wasn't coming through, but I think we're okay. From my point of view, it looks okay. It's what you see in here which might make a difference. But hey, I hope you're all right. Fantastic Thursday night. Is what I when I have proposals and contracts and stuff like that, I have what I call potential. So anyone who contacts us, they're a potential. Then I move them into what I call hot, where now things are like, they're interested, I'm interested, we're talking, everything's going okay. And then I have confirmed. And last night, 2 of them went into the confirmed stage. Hey George, how are you? Bit of a busy morning at the moment. Just closing off a few little things here and there, clarifying something else. Hey Tice, hey Sam, hey Gary, Tarakangas, George, Big Kahuna, and of course, I'm sure I know John. There we go. I noticed John's name as well. Great to have you all here. So just closing off a few jobs. Hey William, closing off a few jobs today. So we start a new job on Monday. My only problem, though, is that this job that we agreed to last night after having conversation, they sent me their login, but they've built quite a lot of pages and posts. So I've gone back to them and said, you've already got a lot of content on there. In fact, you've actually got quite a few plugins as well. So my understanding was it was built from scratch. So is it now you want to replace everything, or do you want to revitalize it? So can we just get that clarified again? What hosting provider am I using and why? I use SiteGround, okay? I use SiteGround. I'm happy with them. I know not everyone will agree with what I say, but the technical support I get with SiteGround is top notch. It is top. I can't knock it. SiteGround for me is really, really good. Dipanshu, how you doing? Sam, busy week, wrapping up lots of things. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Did you know I got asked to present at the Page Builder Summit? I got asked to present. However, I pulled out. Do you know why I pulled out? Let me just have a drink and I'll let you work out. Why do you think I pulled out? By the way, I'm talking about pulling out of the summit, not pulling out of anything else. Basically, sorry, I'm losing my words there. Basically, what happened was you have to do a presentation. You have to create a presentation. Then you have to record the presentation. And then you have to be ready for the summit. And with the amount of things I've got on, I don't have time. No, it wasn't. No, sorry, it was going to be online. It's not me. I'm not physically there. It's done virtually. I'm not physically there. It's virtual. My trouble is that we've got the super course I'm still building out. We've got videos. We've got live chats. We've got clients. I mean, look, 2 clients. Last night, 2 new clients signed off. Boom, 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 boom. We start one on Monday. And then the other one we start in 2 weeks' time. We got a third one who's definitely going to work with us, which will probably be building end of March. I reckon middle of March, end of March, once they finalise their bits and pieces. And then someone else I'm helping out where there may be, I don't know, 2 or 3 days extra work with them. And then there's another one, okay, the consultant one with the big company who've had issues. So there's 5. There's like 2 confirmed, 1 practically confirmed because they're an existing client, and then 2 more where there's extra work, and then there's potential extra work here. That's 5. And when you start to balance off, well, what's the benefit of doing the Page Builder Summit? Okay, it gets us out there, but the amount of effort to put in, against everything else. If I wasn't doing YouTube, I'd have loads more time. That's the honest truth. And anyone out here who does videos, like George does videos, John's done videos, anyone here who's ever done videos, you'll know that the minute you start doing video stuff, your time just gets sucked out, mate. Sucked out all the place. Right, let me just check. And that's the other thing as well, Sam. You're not being paid for it as well. So you're doing a presentation, then you got to record the presentation. It might be 40, 50 minutes long, right? You got to pre-record it. Then you got to make yourself available for the day and all that. It's just a lot of time. And even though you're not being paid for it, there is potential for exposure. I have to be really, really honest. It was a bit like, I don't think it's going to be a huge amount, but you know, I might regret it. So let me just check some of the questions. I've been with SiteGround for years. Yeah, I mean, SiteGround are really, really good. Tice, easiest way to make an info page and a subscription where people can add information. When you say people can add information, do you mean like filling in custom fields? So yeah, you'll have a front-end form that they would complete. So William's question, what does your team look like? Well, in Web Squadron, there's two of us. There's me, there's Mark Newman. I handle the creative side of things. So when it comes to recording videos, me. Edit videos, me. Website work, me. A lot of the client proposals and stuff tends to sit with me as well. So I'm more of the creative side. And I can honestly tell you now, we haven't had to outsource the work. All right? I'm not going to lie to you. It's not like we have a new website every day. And I'm very systematic on when we do jobs and when we don't do jobs. And normally when I say it's going to take 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, I'm pretty spot on with my timeline. In fact, when I do my timeline, I tend to have like a buffer. So right now, this project we're starting on Monday, I think will be done in 4 days, but I've said 7. 7-day project, so if there's a bit of slippage here, or we need to wait for them to sign off here or there, that's kind of Raptor. Yeah, Mark has done a live chat with me. Mark tends to work on like the the email newsletters that you see, and he's worked behind the scenes on some of the mastery modules. But I'm doing the new super course because I'm taking it in a different way. Yeah, George does videos. Dipanshu, why don't you try AI tools for your videos? But Dipanshu, what would be the point? What would be the point of having a fake face or a fake voice or no face? Because I think the reason why a lot of people come to the live chats and why they watch is what I bring to the table in a way, you know. And you could almost argue, why doesn't WP Tuts do AI? Why doesn't 30 do like AI kind of thing? Or Reno, why don't we do that? Daryl Wilson, why not? Because our channels are not just a WordPress help channel, it's us. So I am the face of Web Squadron, the brand. Paul is the brand for WP Tuts. So the minute you start to go down the AI route, you're now becoming a faceless channel, and that is where I think you can start to you lose the connection, I think, with the audience. All right, Gary, Motion Page. Do you know what? I've not looked at Motion Page yet. I think I will make a note of that because you've mentioned it, okay? This isn't the first time that someone's mentioned it, actually. Let me make a reminder. So Motion Page. And I'm going to put EL and bricks for bricks. Most of Sam, yeah, I mean, to be honest though, Sam, even if you are working as a subcontractor, it doesn't matter. As long as you are getting work, who cares how you get it, right? William, how many customers do you attract per month? Well, at the moment, well, see, William, someone asked me this question yesterday. I think Dipanshu asked this, or someone did. And that's the wrong question. That's the wrong question. The question really is How many do you need to be comfortable? So sometimes, right, so I'll give you an idea. In January, we've had 4. In February, we're going to have a total of 4, maybe 5 if one of them gets stretched into the end of Feb. Maybe 5, right? Sometimes I might only have 1 client. However, that client might be paying a premium for our services. So you could have 4 clients that are each paying £3,000 each. Let's just say £3,000 each. That's £12,000. Let's just say, okay? I'm not saying that is the accurate value. Let's just say. You could have another client who pays 5 or 6,000. So it's all about, hey Maddie, how you doing? It's all about, what are you getting? Because there will be someone else out there, William, who says, I get 20 clients a month. I get 20 clients a month and I'm charging them $100. So what's that over a month? $100 times 20. Is that £2,000? No, hold on. Yeah, it's £2,000, isn't it? So you're going to have someone who only charges $100. They're doing 20 websites a month. That's only £2,000, $2,000. Whereas most of the websites we build, we're hitting the 2,500 to 3,000 for the basic websites, and after that the prices go up. So it's less about how many you build and more about the value you get. Just reading the comments. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of AI created videos, to be honest. I find it very fake. It puts me off, especially when you can detect the AI voice. Okay, Tice, so what you'd have to do is you'd have to give them the facility to become a member. When they become a member, they can then access a page, which could be wherever you want. That page will be restricted unless you're a member, and then you would put onto that page custom fields that they would then populate, and those custom fields would then feed into an agenda form, or however you manage it, something like that. Yeah, that's the reason why I've not really gone into Motion Page, actually. I know Cracker's done videos on it and stuff like that, but I feel like I'd spend more time trying to learn it. But yeah, I will have, and that's a very good point, Gary, as well. Anything to do with like GSAP, Motion Page, all of this stuff, right? You are sacrificing page speed performance a little bit. You know, it's like anything, videos, sliders, anything like that. Paul, I'd rather drink cat. Hey, I tell you what, Paul, right? You know, if you're desperate, cat piss might be a good way to. Then again, no, cat piss really stinks. I tell you what, right? If a cat has pissed somewhere and you don't realize it, the next day you're gonna know about it. Okay, let me tell you now, you will know about it. What's the difference between ChatGPT and GPT Plus? Why don't you go to GPT Plus, Deepanshu, and type it in and see what it says? ChatGPT currently only goes until September 2021. GPT Plus, I don't know enough about that yet to kind of confirm or whatever. But what I would say you do is, why don't you go to GPT Plus and say, how are you different from ChatGPT? Go and ask it. Go and ask it. I can tell you now, 90% of the questions that we sometimes get asked and that you see on Elemental forums and anywhere, the answer is Google. Eventually it will be ChatGPT, because that's where a lot of us are going now. But at the moment, Google. How do I do this? Google it. What's the best plugin for X? Google it. How do I get clients? Google it. There's so much you can do to read around. But don't worry, our super course will be coming out in 2 months' time. And I'll let you into a secret. Most likely on Sunday, I will open up the early adopters for it. And the early adopters will be a pretty big discount rate. Hey Dave, how you doing? Hey Rajat, not seen you for a while as well. What do you use to plan user flows? Well, it depends on the software you're using. So paid membership pro, restrict content, member press. It all depends on what you want to go for. Again, it depends on what you're trying to achieve. So you want them to come to a page, register, free, or they pay, then you got a payment bit. Then within an email or whatever, they'll have access to another page. That page might have a front-end form, ACF front-end form maybe. They fill in their fields, hit submit. That then goes wherever it goes. But then you have to manage how you then decipher or do what you do with it. Yep, so Justin, what you've got to do, okay, is make sure you go to Google Analytics, make sure you enable GA4, and as long as you do that, then everything will be transferred over. All you got to do is go over to your existing Google Analytics. If you only had UA, but you did not do GA4, just go in. It gives you steps. It goes, right, now click this, click it. Now make sure this is done, click that. And then you're kind of done. Don't forget to hit like if you've not hit like already. So make sure you do that and you'll be good to go. You know, I'm guessing there's bound to be like 24-hour dip in the data. Something's bound to happen, but just go for it. Cheers, Big Kahuna. You trust my opinion over Google. I get all my knowledge from Google. Anyway, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I will always try and find the solution before I start looking or asking for help. You know, mainly because I don't want to trouble people, but also at the same time, I want to just go and find, well, someone must have this problem. You know, when you get an error or you're trying to find the best plugin for XYZ, right? Someone's bound to have it. Now, John makes a very good point. So what we're going to do, and I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait until April. So let me give you a strategy, okay? And if any of my clients are watching this is a precursor. Wait until April, because when April comes, most people, not everyone, but some people might have had a pay increase, a pay rise, new financial year. The previous year is closed off. What you want to do is now let your previous clients know that they are currently using Universal Analytics. And now you've got to go in and do the GA4. You could charge £120, $150, whatever you want. So let's say you've got 10 clients and they were on Universal Analytics. And you got to do the GA4 by July. So you can let them know. You can let them know that, look, it's got to be done by July. I'm letting you know now. Because as we move through the year, we might end up being busy. And then, you know, we'll get it done. But it might not get done till August or whatever. So just to let you know, it's a good idea to get, hey, Grandpets, you're not late at all. You're not late. It's a good idea to get this booked in. You know, make sure we've got access and all of that, blah, 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 blah. You know, Gmail, make sure we're a collaborator or associate with your account, whatever, and you go and set that up. So wait until April. Don't do it now. I would recommend wait till April, okay? I mean, you let them know, but you also let them know it's got to be done by July. And if we don't kind of get this done, you know, in a reasonable amount of time, I might not be able to work on it until August or September if I've got other work on. Just not really missed anything, Grandpets. Just talking about Friday. You know, hope you've had a great week. And also a possible sales opportunity if you've got clients where you need to move them from Universal Analytics to GA4. So, like I said, if you charge $150, that's $1,500 if you've got 10 clients. Maybe if you're based in India or somewhere, they're not going to pay $50. But even if you charge $20 and you got 10 of them, that's $200. And how long does it take to do? Come on. If you've got access, it's about 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. It's an upsell. And I know people are going to go, wow, you're charging quite a bit for 5 to 10 minutes. Hey, it's up to you what you charge. Okay, I'm not going to tell you. You can either do it for free. You can either charge really little or you can get value for your time because you're obviously going to have to check, you know, verify all of that, maybe while you're there, you might as well just double check the Google Search Console and resubmit things and, their sitemap again, push it all through, add all of that into the package. So it's not just the GA4 update you're going to do. It's also, we will ensure that the Google Search Console is up to date, the sitemap, the indexing, throw that all in. $150. Thank you very much. Okay. Hey, Ahmed Mukhtar, how you doing? Great to have you here. Yeah, do you know what though, Sam? You let them know. Also, you explain the importance. And then what you say, is, but you don't have to do it. Always remind your clients that they don't have to do it. Okay? But if they want to ever understand their analytics, if they want to be found on Google, if they want to increase their search rankings, if they want their keywords to actually make a difference, they better make sure they do this. So Dave, Raheem's not playing that yet, mainly because he's banned from playing anything because he's been a bit naughty. So until he improves his behaviour, he's not allowed to put his gaming PC on. But eventually, I'm pretty sure I might wait a bit. I'm not going to get it just right now, mainly because it's not cheap. And he's mainly into his Minecraft and all of that at the moment. Raptor, do you offer social media marketing for clients? Well, Publer, I write a guide for them. I tell them to use Publer to help them out, to send it off to Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, Twitter. Yeah, that's it, those 4 in one go. It's £10 a month for Publer, pretty cheap to use. And we do write some guidance for them, Raptor. Hey, Alan, how you doing? So, Lofi boy, you're saying, Lofi, there's no point repeating the question, okay? Number 1. Number 2, what is the media file upload issue? So you've told me there's a media file upload issue, but what is the issue? That's like saying, how do I make my shoes fit? Is that because your foot's too big or your foot's too small? So when you say how to resolve media file upload, is it that it's not uploading? And what is the format of the media you're uploading? Is it a WebP, AVIF? Is it a 20K video file? What is it you're trying to upload? In fact, Dave's jumped in. He's, what are you trying to do? So Ground Pets, 30 seconds rundown for GA4. Google Analytics for Ground Pets. So if you've got a website, you've got to connect to Search Console, right? Number 1. You've got to submit your sitemap, your indexing. But you also need to think about your analytics if you want to understand how your keywords are doing as well. Yeah, exactly, John. Yeah, you got to share the value. Let them know that they're going to be missing out. And remind them, keywords, what's the point of doing keywords if you don't do it? So, Pavel, all right, so Lofi Boy is saying, an error to upload and it's a PNG and a JPEG. Well, Lofi, who's your host? Number 1, who's your host? Number 1. How big is the image? Are you adding in massive images or small images? Number 3, have you checked with your host provider? So who's your host? Have you tried with a small image? Have you checked with your host provider? Because I would probably say that maybe, I don't know, maybe you've run out of space. I don't know. Pavel, is it possible to restrict access to the content of a post? Right, so paid membership pro, okay. This is what you got to think about, okay, Pavel, right? What if the content sat behind a WooCommerce product? So the mastery modules, okay, they're WooCommerce products. You cannot access each product unless you buy each product. Because paid membership pro, that's the problem I had, gives you access to everything, However, if you use Restrict Content Pro, which is a free plugin, if I've got 4 WooCommerce products, you can't access that product unless you pay for that product. And it's what we use on the Mastery module. And it works. It works for us. Keeps it pretty slick and easy for us. No, to be honest, Raptor, I throw it in. I throw it in for free. You know, it's going to take me like 10 minutes to just write a quick plan for them. Look, think about this, think about that, think about your content, show people you are human and real, you know, share good stuff. Don't be over political. Don't be racist, ageist, sexist. Don't be any of that. Think about what you're putting out there. Think about your images. You know, don't just say buy now, buy this off me. You know, promote yourself, promote what you do, offer tips and guidance, show people you're an expert, you know what you're talking about. In the morning, you create a post, click, and it goes off to 4 places. You can schedule in more posts, click, boom, they go off to 4 places in one go. So that's what you need to kind of think about. Study with Ahmed Mukhtar. How can we get jobs, web design, and where? Well, what you need to do is go to our Mastery module, and we've got a Mastery module called How to Get Clients. You need to go to websquadron.co.uk. Hey, Melissa, happy Friday to you too. Hey, Erica as well. So study with Ahmed Mukhtar. You need to go to websquadron.co.uk, go to our Mastery module. There is one called How to Get Clients, and that's going to give you loads of tips and tricks of what you can do to try and help yourself out. Because what I would say to you though, Ahmed, and this is the really serious question that a lot of web designers don't like to admit. For you to become a web designer, right? I want you to all think about this right now. Stop what you're doing. Pay attention. Don't forget to hit like. For you to decide to become a web designer, you must have had in your head an idea for how you were going to get clients. It's like someone saying, you know what, I'm gonna build houses. Well, where are you going to build the houses? Where are you going to build them? So for you to say you're going to become a house builder, you must have had an idea for how you were going to make your business model work. Where were you going to build them? Who was going to pay you? Who's going to hire you? How are you going to let people know you build houses? So if you think about it, rather than asking me, and by the way, we have got the How to Get Clients Mastery module, websquadron.co.uk. And if you're not, you know, you got to invest. You got to invest in a bit of learning to get a good handle on things. But if you think about it, when you decided to be a web designer, you must have thought about how you were going to get business and how you were going to grow and scale. And if you didn't, you need to stop what you're doing. You need to stop, take a step back and go, can I do this? Can I make it work? Because don't just assume, oh yeah, I'm a web designer, people will come flooding in. Doesn't work like that. Does not work like that. Don't assume that you're going to get work piling in without a bit of effort. Yeah, Raptor X, I don't do cold email though. I don't do cold email. You're able to sniff out. You're able to find out when someone wants a website. It's why I say hang around on forums, LinkedIn, Facebook, areas. People do find you. To be honest, Alan, what I'm finding is there's been an upturn. I have to say, though, December surprised me. Every year, December always does this. December was a very busy month. January has been a busy month. February is a very busy month. And a lot of it is word of mouth. I have to say, a lot of it is word of mouth. Returning customers. You've done some work for them before. They refer or they come back to you because now they want to revisit and take it up a notch. Well, the thing is, though, Michael, is that I did consider, shall we do the social media marketing? The trouble is, though, is that if I was going to do it for a client, they would have to pay. Deep fried burger. I probably have, Paul. I'm not sure. Sometimes I don't know what I eat half the time. So back to Michael Forster. If I was now going to do full-on social media marketing for a client, they would have to pay a hefty amount for me to be on top of it, because I've got to worry about my own marketing. Don't forget, I've got my own social media marketing. Now I'm doing it for a client. Posts, messages, notifications, all of this stuff that you're going to be picking up. They would have to pay. I would not do it for less than $4,000 a month. That's what I would say to them. And I can tell you now, a lot of the clients won't go for that. A lot of them won't go for that. So if they were willing to pay it, we got a deal, but a lot of them won't go for that. Right, there's loads of comments coming in. Let me just quickly double check. Plurat, have we thought about selling WordPress templates on Invanto? Yes and no. No, because it's a lot of stuff to update and keep on top of. Yes, well, we did do one. We got the portfolio one with 100% desktop and mobile score. We might expand on that one day, but right now it's not my major priority. Let me just read some of the comments. Sorry if I go quiet, because I'm just scanning down the comments. Nice one, Andrew. You're helping at a local primary school with their forest school classes. This is interesting, Andrew. You're helping. Yeah, exactly like Melissa says, word of mouth. Once you build up some clients and you do a great job for them, or they see how much you worked with them, word of mouth can do a lot of good stuff for you. No, not really, Raptor X. Don't need to hard. Let me tell you something, Raptor, right? Let me tell you something, okay? If you go into 2 furniture stores, right? So let me just approach Raptor's question about hard sell. There's 2 furniture stores side by side, right? You go into one, okay, and the customer people are there, but they answer your questions when you ask them a question, and they let you know about stuff. But they're not in your face. They're not in your face. They answer. They know what they're talking about. They guide you, but they let you make your own decisions, right? I like them. The other furniture store, as soon as you walk in, hey, how can we help? Oh, what you after? Oh, you're after a sofa. Come over here. We've got a great deal on over here. If you get this now, you get a 10% discount. If you get it now. If you don't get it now, I can't help you out. But hey, what about that? You seen that table over there? Get out of my face. Get out of my face. So when people email me, hey, do you want SEO work? Hey, do you want a website design? Hey, do you want to do this? Hey, do you want to collaborate? Hey, do you want a sandwich? Hey, do you want me to wipe your ass? Well, yeah, I don't know about that. You know? So it's all about how do you approach? How do you come across? And the more natural and human you are, the more feelings you show that you understand their problem and you're going to help them out. But there's no hard sell. You decide what you want. You know where I am. If you don't use me, don't worry. You know where I am, right? I'm here to help you out, but don't worry. That is often the winning formula to help you out with getting clients. Pez, can you do a mastery module on how to get... I could actually help you out with that. I could help you out with that. And in fact, Pez, what I'm going to say is I can't tell you how to get a good wife, but for anyone who wants to get a good partner, wife, husband, anyone, okay, it's about being true to who you are. Don't pretend to be something you're not, but at the same time, understand what you can get. Now, this is going to sound really, really harsh, okay? But don't say, oh, this is how I visualize my perfect partner, because there's always limitations as to what you can have, okay? Anyone who says looks don't matter, talking crap. Looks do matter, okay? Personality matters, but looks matter more. But you got to be honest with yourself. What kind of people do you get on with that like you and all of that? Anyway, but yeah, that's probably for another live chat. William, how come you haven't focused on scaling the business to attract more customers at a high price? How do you know I haven't, William? How do you know I haven't? How do you know I haven't? Aha! You know, but at the same time, a lot of it comes down to what kind of website work do I want to be doing as well, you know. And we've got some very good clients. I mean, the one I'm working with right now, the consultant one, I'll tell you now, their turnover, their net profit after taxes, right, is over £2.1 million a year. I say 2.1 million. It was 2.1 million last year. I haven't got the records for the last 12 months. Before that, and they're continuously growing, so they're bound to be higher. And we are doing some big work for them and stuff. But we have our business model. We have our idea. We have our way of how we like to do things. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right, Sam? You know when someone smells of desperation. Hey, do you want this? Do you want that? Oh, yeah, look at this, look at that. And you're like... It's like, I remember going into a furniture store and I'd literally just, like, walked in 2 meters. It was a big shop and she was in my face. Ooh, and then I said, yeah, I'm looking at tables. And she took me to a table and I said, oh, that's not the style I'm going for. Oh, no, this style is really in. Yeah, but it's not the style I want. Oh, but this is, oh, you know, this is really in. And I said to her, I know, but if it's really in, someone would have bought it. Oh, no, this is special. This is special. You know, get out of here. Let me just check the comments. Ah, right. So William, right. Okay. So here's the thing, William. Okay. Why is it that so what you say though is really, really true though. Why is it that I'm still doing like the video production and the editing and the website work? Here's why. Okay. People have approached me privately saying they want to edit my videos. They said we can make it better. They're going to charge $150 per video edit. I've recorded 3 videos this morning. That's $450. It's going to take me about an hour to edit them. And they're not going to be flash. None of my videos have flashy writing flying, do they? They don't have flashy animation and stuff like that. So I can either pay $450 to someone to do it, or I just do it myself, which ain't going to take much time, so I'll do it myself. Working with clients. We've got a new client that we start on Monday. I've already started looking at their website because they gave me the login. I could outsource it. The trouble is, though, I could outsource it. How do I know they're going to deliver the same standard I deliver? So I'm not just going to give this person a website. It's going to be an optimized, high-performing SEO, page speed website. It's going to have the way I like to do rank math and keywords. It's going to be the way I approach it. And I know I'm in the client's head. And at this moment, if I knew we were getting flooded now, we had loads of work, then we could do it. Then maybe we would. But right now, it's just not the right time to do that yet. The thing is, though, William, I can tell you now. I mean, look, Sam does subcontracted work. Okay, so Sam's going to be probably better placed to kind of talk more about this, but it's a little bit hit and miss. So I'm going to guess that Sam is working really well with their agency, right? And it's working well. However, I could outsource, and like Sam just said, I'll be double checking everything. Imagine now you got a 30-page website. Have they done this? Have they done that? Have they done this? Have they done that? Then the client has a problem. Client comes to me. Then I've got to relay the info to the designer or whatever. Or maybe there's 2 other people working on it. It could get messy, and we're not flooded with work, so I don't kind of have to do that just yet. Sam does make a good point though. I could outsource my sales again though. people come to me. So there is a danger. Let's just pretend. Hey Jimmy, how you doing? Happy Friday to you too. Let's just pretend, okay, that let's just say John, right, was managing the sales, and a client comes in, and John says, "Yeah, we can do that," and the agreement is put in place, but the designer or the developer goes, "Oh, I'm not sure about that." I have seen so many examples of people telling me where the agency owner has agreed a bit of work, passed it on to the developer. Developer's not got a clue. Agency owner does not care. They've been paid. They want that done. The clients said, we want it done. Agency owner says, yeah, we can do that. Developer's going, shit, I don't know what to do. Agency's putting pressure on them. They've got to do it. I've seen that happen a lot. And I know people say, but that's down to communication and trust and all that. I can tell you now, okay, Head of Business Intelligence, NHS, okay, managing teams. No matter how much you trust and work with a solid bulletproof team, it can go wrong. It can go wrong. Andrew, you raised a question on the FB group about adding a map location. Yeah, I mean, what I would say, Andrew, is, I mean, obviously you saw the video I did about map locations. That, for me, would be your best bet, unless you paid for a premium option. There are premium software you can use. But I would just go for what I did, where you put the markers on, like that. Sorry. I half gulped when I drunk that. So Sam's working for one guy in Plymouth. You've worked with him for 5 years, so you know, yeah, you've got a relationship, right? You've got a relationship. So Grand Pets, you got a page. Maybe you've got lazy load going on there. So what you're saying is you don't want all the pages to show at once. You want to show 5, but as you go down, then the pages start showing. There's nothing wrong with that because the pages are still there. You could add in a scrolling effect so they fade in as you scroll down. So you don't go for a lazy load effect. What you have is you have your image, and then you have another row, but you add a scrolling effect. The images are there, so it's fine for SEO. It's just they don't appear until you scroll down. Whereas lazy load might go boom, 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 boom a bit too rapidly. So that's what I would do, Ground Pets. I would just go for a scroll effects. Would adding multiple addresses be allowed? Oh, do you know what? Google My Business Profile. Oh, I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. Yeah, take care at your Forest School class. Okay, Andrew. Great to have you here. Hey, Shaveen, how you doing? Yeah, so Ground Pets, that's what I would do. Yeah, you have it there. And then the next row is a separate widget. You put your scroll effect on, and then you say the viewport is maybe change it to be, I don't know, 40% to 100. So what that means is it's not until you've scrolled down 30% does it fade in, and it's always there. And then as you scroll back down, it would actually fade back out. So it's quite a nice effect. As you scroll back up, when it hits the 30% threshold, it fades out as well. That's not a bad, yeah. Wow, Paul, that was a big dump, my friend. That was a big, mega heifer lump of a dump. A mega heifer lump of a dump. That should be a song. What do you think, Jimmy? Do you think you could make a song? Time for a mega heifer lump of a dump. I bet you could skate to that as well. How are things, by the way, Jimmy, in Belgium? How are they going? How are they going? Yeah, Garrett, I mean, I haven't had to do it, like, for a long, long time when it was Google My Business with adding extra addresses, and I wasn't sure if the business profile was different, but Gary says he thinks you can add it. I'd be surprised if you couldn't. Because surely, if you're a business, you must be able to, if you've got outlets. I mean, Because I know in the past you could do that. You did otherwise, can you imagine if you had like a parent business, 100 locations, you got to set up 100 times and wait for 100 postcards to come through to verify, which would be a pain in the ass. So yeah. But anyway, back to web agency work and all of that. There is nothing wrong with managing work as long as you manage expectation from the client, what you agree, but you must be talking to your developers and designers, right? You got to be talking to them. They must build or understand what you're asking of them. You must also appreciate limitations. So don't assume everyone can build an amazing booking directory website unless they can do it. And even when someone says, yeah, I've built a directory website, what did they build it with? I like to use the My Listing theme. I have not had to build one with Crocoblock yet. So if an agency agrees to build a directory website, are they going to be okay with the My Listing theme? There's a cost. You can only do X, Y, Z with it. Are they going to be okay with that? Do they need a fully bespoke built directory website? So you might be thinking of custom fields and other stuff, maybe Crocoblock. What are you thinking of? Because just because your designer or developer built a directory website does not mean they can build any directory website. The same goes with WooCommerce. I bet everyone here has built a WooCommerce website. Does that mean, though, you could build specifically the WooCommerce website that the client wants or has agreed with the web agency owner? Maybe they're going to want some fancy, funky stuff. And the minute you're now told what they want, you go, whoa, hold on, I don't even know what half of this is. Communication is seriously key. Yeah, but how is it, Jimmy? You didn't answer my question. How is it? Is it all going good, mate? What's the weather difference compared to where you were? It's got to be a big difference, right? The weather difference. You're going from Portugal to Belgium. I'm going to guess it's colder. Would I be right? Would I be right in going for that? Going from Portugal to there? I'm guessing colder or chill or breezier or something like that. Oh, no, you did answer it. Sorry, Jimmy, you did answer. I've just noticed you did answer it. You've said, yeah, everything has been good, going forward, positive. You got to register as a freelance. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. Once you're done and dusted, you'll be flying high. Have I ever had to hire a developer? Yes, I have. I have hired someone to help write a bit of code, or I reach out to some of my fellows over here, Squadroneers. Now I tend to jump onto ChatGPT, which is very, very useful for that side of things. Oh no, Erica. I just read that. A week in hospital. I'm not going to ask for details, but are you on the mend? Are you okay? Are you getting better? So often, Raptor, let me tell you my process for when I hit a problem and I need some expert help. Number one, can Google help me? Google. Can the Elementor or Bricks forum help me? Can one of my Squadroneers help or guide me? Or they know what to do with it? Can ChatGPT help me? And number five, can the developer of a plugin advise? Because maybe I'm using a plugin and I've hit a brick and I'm going, why is that doing that? And often if you go back to the developer, they go, yeah, we know what you mean. Here, drop this bit of code in, boom. Here, do that, boom. Oh, yes, Erica, I had my gallbladder removed in 2014. My gallbladder was like shriveled up. It looked like a fossilized testicle. My gallbladder looked like a fossilized testicle. It was shriveled up. It was full of gallstones, right? Full. The pain was unbearable. Let me tell you now, it took a while before they realized it was my gallbladder. They kept telling me it's indigestion, and I kept going, no, it's not. It's something more. There were times where I would literally just like like fall to my knees on the floor, holding myself in pain and agony. But yeah, having the gallbladder out, I remember like the day after they took it out, I felt really, really sick. But you know what, Erica? To not have the pain of the gallstone problem is impressive. The only thing, though, you are going to have, and I'm going to let everybody know about this, is don't be surprised if you start doing more toilet visits, but that's the way it is. Yeah, we're talking about gallbladders and gallstones, Matt. But yeah, I just want you to visualize a fossilized testicle shriveled up, okay? Just imagine that right now in your head. All right. Well, I'm glad the weather's not too bad, Jimmy. That's a good thing. And how's your partner doing? Are they doing okay as well over there? So, William, what steps would you recommend to get a web design agency up and running with a system to get clients? Well, William, I am releasing a new super course in 2 months' time, which is basically going to answer a lot of all of those questions. But what you need to do, well, the thing is though, William, okay, look, this is what I just said earlier to, who was I saying this to? I said this to someone earlier, right? Why do you want to be a web design agency? Okay, so you're talking about you need a system to get clients. So I'm going to ask you now to answer the question yourself. Why do you want to be a web design agency? In fact, I'm going to give you 3 questions. Question 1, why do you want to be a web design agency? Number 2, who's going to do the work? And number 3, have you got the skill set to know if the work is done right or wrong? Right? So let's say I said I'm going to set up a factory to design cars. I'm going to set up a factory. I'm going to employ these 20 people to build the car. But am I educated enough to know if they're doing a good job? So they might say, yeah, we can build cars, but do I have enough skill to go, no, that's wrong. That's not right. Change the way you do it. So they're my 3 questions. Why do you want to be a web design agency? Who's going to do the work? And do you know enough? 3 questions. Do you know enough to correct them, kick them out, and all of that side of things? They're my 3 questions. Because if you can answer that, then you are going to understand within your answers how do you go about running a system to get clients. It will steer you. So Aishman, right, okay, so what you're saying, yeah, is how to filter search form in Elementor only for blog posts. I've done a video on that, Aishman, so you can either use, you can build it yourself with templates, you can either use a plugin, but eventually Elementor will release the loop carousel filter, not the loop carousel, the loop post filter. I really want them to get that done ASAP. Yeah, oh dear, Erica. Yeah, ooh, from jaundice. Ouch. Hey, Jean. Look, Jean, unless your lunch looks like a fossilized testicle, right? Just eat it, okay? As long, I was going to say, unless it tastes like a fossilized testicle, you'll be all right. Excellent, Jimmy. I'm glad he's got a job he likes. You're adopting a puppy. Oh, mate. Do you have experience with pets, though? So William's reasons for a web design is local markets, great volume of searches in Google. You'll be operating the website design until it gets too much to handle. Well, I'll build a standard of practice and hire. Yeah, I mean, look, if like you think you've got a way. So look, you've kind of answered your question there, William. So you're telling me how do you build a system to get clients? You just said there's a local market, there's high volume. You will employ more if you need to. So there you go. You've got your answers. You've got your answers there for what you need to do. Yeah, there you go. Look, William, you've answered your question there. All right. So if you need to hire anyone from the Philippines or a friend or just anywhere in the world, that's up to you. As long as you know you get what you want to get the job done, you've answered your question. Wow, Erica. Overcooked dumplings. Wow, that must be really overcooked though, Erica. If it looks like a shriveled testicle, it must be really, really proper overcooked. In fact, it will be so overcooked, it's going to look like someone has taken, all of you men, cover your ears right now, but it's going to look like you've taken the dumpling, taken a baseball bat and whacked it. That is how shriveled up that testicle is. That testicle right now is being battered with a baseball bat, right? That's how it looks. That's how my gallbladder looked, literally. That's the vision. Right now, someone has run up to you, right? They've sellotaped you to the ceiling and they are whacking your testicle with a baseball bat. Yeah, no, and because the answer to that question, William, is so subjective. So when someone says to me, how can I get clients? How can I be successful? When you yourself then start to go, why do I want to do this? And if you're doing it because you want to make money, oh, I read somewhere it's really easy to make money as a web designer. I'm like, you're going to fail. You're going to fail because you've not thought it out. You just read somewhere. Someone says, hey, I bought Bitcoin and I made £1 million. Yeah, but they bought it when it was like that. When it was like that. They invested £1,000 when it was like that. And they made $1 million. You're not going to make $1 million because the cost is now different. So the amount of stuff we see on blogs and stuff, hey, do this and you make £1,000. Do that, create a blog and you will make loads of money. It doesn't always work like that. You have to be around at the right time for the right market. I mean, I wish I had started doing WordPress YouTube videos 5-6 years ago. I don't even know why I didn't. I just didn't, and I wish I had. I'm playing catch up to the big boys. That's how it is. That's just how it is. I'm way behind them in terms of views and subscribers. Let me tell you that now. Oh, nice ones, Jimmy. I'm glad. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun with that puppy. Jose, what is your viewpoint regarding the need for microthema? Well, Jose, I use microthema sometimes, or I use site origin CSS. They are both free. When I need to, I will inspect and get them to help me write the CSS. So, do you need it? Yes, if you need help writing CSS. Site origin CSS is also free. Do you need it? Yes, if you need help writing CSS. I can't say fairer than that, really. Some people, like I know there are people on here, right, who can instantly go, yep, here's the CSS you need to correct that. Here's the HTML. Here's the JavaScript. I am not a CSS wizard. I can work it out. I can play around and tweak. I can take something and make something else out of it. But sometimes I just need the precursor. I just need okay, so if I do there's the code. And then I work it to be what I want to do. And I learn. The key bit is learning. Don't just do it. Learn from it. Erica, my elemental is about to expire. Ooh, Erica, do you know something, Erica? I would be very cautious of using GPL and getting it for free. I would be really, really cautious. And I would say, if you only need one license, it's $59. And I would say better to get it properly because you might regret it. Irishman, how to filter search results only for blog. There's plugins for that. Irishman, go to my YouTube channel, do a search for blog filter. There is a video of a free plugin which will do on the page Ajax filtering for your post. Go and watch that video. Go watch that video. Sam raises her hand. I'm a CSS wizard. JavaScript can suck my... I'm a CSS wizard. JavaScript can suck my big toe. Hey, take care, Jimmy. All right, mate. Go enjoy yourself. Hey, look, William, in my opinion, you don't need Rank Math Pro. I use standard Rank Math as well. You don't need Rank Math Pro. Hey, don't worry, Jimmy. It's been a while since you've been on here anyway. But look, take care, mate, okay? And, you know, we'll catch up in our other place as well, all right? The Batcave. Matt has a website where they want a screen where artists will be listed in tiles. You need to be able to filter. So you could use the loop builder. You could use the loop builder and build it. And then you could use like a plugin or a blog filter to then filter based on styles or stuff like that. You know, you could do it like that. So loop builder will look pretty good because you can make the loop builder look how you want. So image, text, overlap. The call to action widget is really good when you're using the loop builder. Really good with, you know, some inbuilt animation and stuff. Have a look at that. And we did a video on that loop builder with call to action about 2 months ago. Is it safe to use the loop grid builder? Yes, it is, Shaveen. I've used it. It's fine. Go for it. Right? Go for it. Let me tell you now, I've got tons of licenses and I don't know what we're going to do with half of them. Yeah, do you know something, Matt, though? I have found sometimes using JetSmart filters to be very cumbersome. A lot of work for something very simple sometimes, which annoys me. I don't like it when for something so simple there are so many settings and ways to build it. It puts me off. Hey, William, don't worry, mate. You know, like... Paul spoke about this yesterday. He did a very short impromptu because me and him have been talking about how, like, I'm building out the super course. He's got his stuff as well. And we totally get that, yes, we do videos on plugins and solutions and how to do this and how to build that. But often we really want to get out there the fact that we're not millionaires. We had to start somewhere. We've had the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're still growing. We still work. I still work with clients. He doesn't really work with that many clients anymore, other than existing. But we have learned experiences, and often we want to share that. But not only is it about sharing, it's also about learning from you as well. How are you handling it? But at the same time, when you get to hear that we have the same problems that you have, bad client, refund, issues, legal problems. When you realize that we have the same problem, it makes you realize that, well, we're not the only ones. I've got a really bad client, but you know what? They get that same problem as well. And this is how they handle it. And this is what they do. Do I imitate? Do I copy? Do I learn? Do I adapt it? And then you will start to not feel like at the moment, okay, so many, hey, by the way, Artif, how you doing? So many people on forums and stuff often show off what they've done. Hey, I've built this website. Hey, I've built that. They don't often want to talk about the bad. They will complain when a plugin or an update has caused the website to go down. That's when you hear about them. The problem, but they don't often talk about. We had like I did on the live chat with Paul. I had a client, everything was rosy. They paid their deposit. 24 hours later, they started shoving extra stuff onto me. Do this, do that. That's not what we agreed. All right, here's your refund. Goodbye. So I'm kind of letting you know that it's not all rosy. It's not all great. But don't be afraid to stamp your authority and walk away from a bad deal or a bad situation. Yeah, I'm glad you know. Yeah, I mean, it's as long as it's only 2 or 3. I mean, to be honest, Matt, there are other solutions out there as well that you could use that are simpler as well. Go watch the video I did on blog filter, okay? There's a plugin you could use for that. Paul. Well, yeah, but don't forget though, Paul has his agency work. He still has website work for previous clients. He's got YouTube stuff as well, and he might be employed for collaboration and things as well. So it's not just web design work. Hey, yeah, you take care, Gary. Gary, it's always great to have you, and I know you're always here, Gary. And it's I want to say thank you to so many of you, but Gary, so many of you, not just Gary, by the way, I've said your name many times now, but everyone that just keeps coming here, all the time. It's wonderful, wonderful feeling. Don't forget to hit like. If you've come and gone without hitting like, then you're in big trouble, but don't forget to hit like. Yeah, I mean, wow, Sam, really, you've only had 2 in 10 years. I average about 3 a year, and either it's because we've fallen out or they take the biscuit. They really take the biscuit over what was agreed, what we said we would do, and they suddenly start to throw in a whole load of stuff. Hey Matt, I know you would, but you know what? It would just add on another thing that I'd have to keep on top of. I know I don't have to keep on top of it, but what I would say, Matt, though, okay, please do use the Facebook Web Squadron group, okay? Please do use that. Yeah, I mean, what you got to do, Matt, right? So can I just focus on what Matt has said, right? I don't know the full ins and outs of exactly what he wants, but here's something I would say, okay? I would try and give the client the best compromise or solution to what they want. If the client then says, no, I want it exactly like that, and I did make clear to them earlier on, we'll try and meet it, there might be some compromise. I always remind my clients as I'm talking, there might be a compromise. There might be a compromise. But they don't want to compromise. I go, okay, fine. But now we're going to have to get someone to build with some JavaScript code exactly what you want. The cost goes up. All right, the cost goes up. So I always like to remind, the 2 clients we agreed yesterday, I'm going to do the best I can to give them what they want, but we might have to compromise here or there. We might have to compromise. And this new client has already gone and loaded some plugins and stuff in that I was not going to use. They're using something different. It's for recipes and food. They're using one which is different to what I was going to use. So if we have to use what they want to use, I can't guarantee the result, but I will work with them. We have a compromise. Raptor. Never ever a dumb question, by the way. Do you recommend starting a group for your customers to join? No, I don't. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that, Raptor X. I can tell you now, I wouldn't do that. Look, if my clients want to join the Web Squadron Facebook group, they can. I can't stop them. Well, I could, but I don't mind. But if you start to open a group for your clients to talk, imagine, right, one of your clients has a one-page website and they paid $500. Now imagine another client, similar work, and you charge them $2,000. They're going to go, well, hold on a moment. Why am I paying more than them? What if this one is paying $100 a month for maintenance and this one's only paying $20 because you felt sorry for them or there was whatever? Why am I paying 5 times the amount of them for exactly the same thing? It's not. Do you really want to get into those kind of conversations? So I would say no. And also, there's no need for them to. There's no need for them to be talking to one another. There's no need for them to do that. Opens a massive can of worms, right? You're talking about a hefty amount of can of worms. What if they all start bad-mouthing you? What are you going to do? Kick them out. Then when you kick them out, they're going to tell everyone, don't ever go to them. Oh, they kicked me out because I was honest. They can't handle honesty. You know, you want the truth. I want the truth. You want the truth. You can't handle the truth. You don't want that. You don't want that. Okay. Do a lot of your web clients know about Web Squadron? To be honest, Matt, actually no. Believe it or not, a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. It's in our signature, and then they reply to that, or they respond to that, or I let them know. But please don't think that a lot of our clients come on the back of Web Squadron or YouTube. Not at all. Not at all. A lot of it is via word of mouth. A lot of it is from existing clients. A lot of it is just from putting yourself out there, social media. So in a way, you could argue, yes, it is via Web Squadron, because I do quite a lot of LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, Twitter posts. So yes, they could find you via that. But it's not always necessarily just via that. It's putting yourself out there. Yeah, exactly what Raptor. Yeah, exactly. It's not a good idea, because once they start chatting to each other, shit hits the fan. Hey, Matt, you know, ask Matt. To be honest, Matt, it's always good to have interesting questions, because some of the questions a lot of you ask, right? It's something that maybe someone else had on their mind, but they hadn't thought about it, and you might have that same question that comes to you later on. So a lot of the stuff we cover off here, like right now, we've spoken about a private group for clients. You probably never considered that, but I've now spoken about why I wouldn't do it, and now you now kind of know, right, I will never consider it. So often it might be you didn't have that question in your thoughts at all, but now you know the pros and cons to it. You probably will never want to go down that road, because now you have a good idea about it. You know, because someone might say that to you. You're walking down the street, hey, you want to open up a group? And then you're like this, yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, yeah. Whereas now, as soon as someone says that, you're going to go, get out of my way. Why would I do that? Yeah, I mean, what I would say, though, Sam makes a good point as well. Or the alternative is your clients are part of a mailing list. So I spoke about Google Analytics 4. You need to get that upgraded before July, right? You send out a newsletter, right? The newsletter, the emails are all hidden, aren't they, when you send that out? Because it all goes out via the MailerChimp or MailerLite, sorry. You let them know about your new services or upgrades in your newsletter. So that's how you let them know about your services. But your newsletter could work better, because remember though, if you do it via a portal, they have to log in to a portal. Now, how many of your clients are going to log into a portal? Just think for a moment, okay? Just think for a moment. Take your last 10 clients, or 5, or 1. Your last 10 clients. How many of them would log into a portal? In fact, how many of them ever bother logging into their domain or hosting unless they have to pay the renewal fee? How many of them would do that? And I think you're going to find the answer is very low, next to 0. Whereas the newsletter, when you send out the newsletter, right, you will know who's read it, because you get statistics back. It will say to you, right, you sent this out to 40 people. Of the 40 people, 35 opened and read it. 5 of them didn't. Do you get what I mean? And it's more instant, isn't it? It's more instant. You know, I get an email talking about XYZ. I might scan it, read it, ignore it, whatever, delete it, but I know about it. If I get an email, do you know what I hate? Because I don't bother going. You know when you get an email from your bank and it goes, there is a new message for you, please log in to read it. And you go to your bank account and it says we've changed an interest rate, which has nothing to do with me. I don't even have that account. We are doing an update. I don't care. It's nothing to do with me. You get this email, right? telling you to go log in a portal. I don't know about you, but unless it's like a showstopper, I am not logging into another domain or whatever like that. I can't be bothered. Yeah, nice one, Sam. My hourly rate is going up. So if you want anything, come and get it now. Yeah. Okay, everyone, look, we've been live for 1 hour, 14 minutes now. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go and I've got 4 emails that are important that I need to respond to. I'm going to jump on my bike while I'm riding and doing email stuff. And then I'm going to go pick Raheem up later on, and I'm going to go down to IKEA and go and have a look at some furniture and some layout designs for some stuff. Maybe it might change the lounge around a bit. I'm going to go and get some ideas from IKEA. So if anyone is in IKEA Nottingham later on, I might see you or not. Don't come in there looking for me because we might pass each other and run away and stuff like that. Artif, did you get a chance? I did. Artif, I'm looking at it tomorrow, Artif. So you're down, not you, but I need to, you know what we were talking, you know what you shared? I need to go in tomorrow, basically log in, check it works for me and everything, because I want to actually get 3 done tomorrow, Artif. I want to get 3 done tomorrow and hopefully get them on there. Yeah, so I want to get 3 done, mate. So that's my plan, mate. Okay, this week's been like really like up and down, really busy, but yeah. Cheers, Sam. Meet and greet in Nottingham. Yeah, you might see me. Yeah. I'll probably just push you out the way and go, no, you're in my way. I need to go and look at this cupboard. Get out of my way. You know, I might even push you into the cupboard. All right. And by the way, Artif, I will get back to you. I mean, from what you've said, Artif, it sounds to me like it should be simple. As long as I've got rights to go in and, you know, do all of that, then we should be all right. Ah, yes. Do you know what? Yeah. My son, Raheem, loves the IKEA meatballs. He devours them. He loves the IKEA meatballs. He loves them. Right, okay, everyone. I'm going to say take care now. I'm going to jump off now. Have a great weekend. You know, if you're having any problems, please do use the Facebook group for Web Squadron. Reach out. Everyone is here to help everyone. Everyone is here to respect everyone as well. You know, don't care if you're a brand new user or a veteran or anything like that. Ask for help. But have a great smashing weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Take care. Bye.